Well, Manchester City, of course, Real Madrid's next opponents, and they are in action today, beating Leeds by 2-1, meaning that with 4 games remaining in the Premier League season, they are 4 points clear of Arsenal. If they win 3 of those, of course, they will be crowned champions. For more on this, let's welcome in, shall we? Don Hutchins is with us, as is Julien Laurent, Pablo Zabaleta as well. Boys, the only thing I really care about in this game, if I'm honest with you, is penalty gate, because of Gundogan, of course, scored 2 goals, really impressive throughout the game. Manchester City cruising, and then City are given a penalty, and he then has his penalty saved. This is what he had to say. The moment Erling grabbed the ball, I was sure he was going to take it, but he looked out for me. I checked with him a few times to make sure he was sure. He was certain to hand the ball to me. I was confident to score. This is what Pep had to say. The game is not over. It shows how nice and generous Erling is. If it's 4-0 with 10 minutes left, okay. But at 2-0, Erling is the best penalty taker right now, so he has to take it. Pablo, on the sideline, we saw, obviously, Pep Guardiola shouting, "You take it, you take it." Erling Haaland then gives it to Gundogan. We know what happens next. Can you understand both sides of this, Pablo?
But I think if I was Haaland, I would have done exactly the same thing. I mean, Gundogan is not a bad penalty taker. I mean, he's done it before. You know that the guy scored 2 goals, and come on, just take the penalty, score, and if you have a hat-trick, that's brilliant. Then missed, and of course, Pep was a bit upset and angry with Erling Haaland. But listen, I think it's nice from Haaland to see that kind of attitude with his teammates. He seems like he's a nice guy. He's not selfish, you know, he's scoring a lot of goals, but at the end, when you see that a teammate can have a hat-trick, you take it, then unfortunately, the Gundogan just missed it, but that's football, it happens.
Pablo, you play with some top strikers like Kun Aguero. Are you surprised, given that normally you would associate a personality trait with a striker to be selfish, to be the one who wants to take all the penalties, to get all the goals, that Haaland's the one offering it up?
Absolutely. 99% of the strikers are selfish, and that's fine. That's fine, because they want to score goals. They want to be always the main player. They want to have score a hat-trick. They want to grab the ball and take it on. So, and especially with Haaland now, I know he broke all the records, but maybe he wants to continue scoring goals and adding goals to his record. But sometimes, you know, it was nice to see something like that, because it seems like, you know, the atmosphere around the players is really good. So at some point, it's nice to see, you know, and coming from Haaland, that he's having a great season. It was a really, really good, you know, attitude from him. Well done. Nice
from Pablo. Beautiful big heart. Don, I was listening to your commentary. Heart of stone from Don. There's no room in the game for sentimentality, I believe, was your statement.
Wow. I think that's what I said. It's a shame that this story is sort of dominating the headlines, because Manchester City were phenomenal today.
Don't turn it around. I don't want to talk about the game. We don't sit here good. Talk about the penalty.
Okay. Well, listen, I just think Guardiola could smell the situation, and it's 4-0. I think Erling Haaland gives the penalty up. We all go, well, it's not the end of the world. But, you know, Gundogan's not actually got a good penalty taking record for Man City. I think he's missed the last 3. So he's not in exactly good form. Sitting on a brace, you'd imagine he'd have been confident. That's why he took it. But once Leeds got it back to 2-1, the sort of story was going to be all about this. If Leeds had nicked the late goal, then it would have been, Erling Haaland needs to be a little bit more ruthless. He should have took it.
Does it surprise you that Haaland's so nice?
No, because he does come across as a nice guy. I just think he didn't quite think or didn't quite see the bigger picture that now Don is talking about. Now, it's also hindsight 2020 and results dependent that we sit here and say, well, he should have taken it. He should have taken the leadership because it was 2-0. It was 2-0 Manchester City, and it could have been 6. It could have been 8. Leeds were not really in this game. The second half, Manchester City were essentially walking. And they're just knocking the ball around. It was nothing more than a glorified training session. Now, it just so happens that then Leeds goes on and score, and then everybody's freaking out. But this is first-class problems. This is rich people problem at this point, right? When you're talking about Manchester City leading the league, they won the game, and now the thing that we focus on is that Erling Haaland passed on the opportunity to score his seemingly millionth goal of the season to give a hat-trick possibility to Ilkay Gundogan. Again, first-class problems.
Pablo, last thought to you. Treble, it's going to be done, isn't it? Easy.
Not that easy. Never easy, Don. Come on. Every single game is tough. So, well, I'm confident, of course, like the boy been saying. I think when you look at that Man City in the way they've been playing, you expect them to continue to win every single game. But, you know, in football, anything can happen. You cannot relax. And I think what Pep been saying today, you know, you should take it because he doesn't want anyone to relax or not to, you know. So I'm sure if they continue in that way, I mean, they have to win every single game.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.